G'day everyone. Hope you're well. I was racing back from doing some odd jobs, shall we say. But I'm here now. Oh, I'll mute that. Alright, so if you can hear me, can you please just type yes into the question box? It's bloody cold here in Sydney. And I know you're going to look at me and go, you're an idiot. It's not that cold. And yeah, you're right. But you got to remember that it's cold for me because we've had a pretty mild winter. It says it's 14.7, feels like 10.2. That's degrees Celsius. And that's why I'm wearing a long sleeve shirt, because it's cold. I'm a Queenslander. Can you still hear me? I would have dropped out for a second there because I just changed my connection. Just checking, just looking over here. Are you all back? Can you hear me loud and clear? Is it back? Is it okay now though? It's better now? Bad? Okay, good now. All good, loud and clear. Connection is better. Okay, cool. Yeah, here's part of the reason why I want to get a new office. I'll get another office. I mean, this whole COVID thing, I got rid of my office for the simple purpose that I wasn't sure what the story would be. So I've been working from home. A bit over that now. Love you, family. But the best thing about working from home is you get to see your kids. The worst thing about working from home is you get to see your kids. Okay, so it looks like everybody's good as gold. Look, if there's any issues, just watch the replay back, because it'll be, we'll knock this over in half an hour or however long it takes, but it is recorded, so you will be able to watch it again on YouTube. Okay, so Bitcoin. Right, so yesterday I was talking about Bitcoin as it broke up through the high of this 2-day candle. It did that, and it looked good. But it's not followed through with that gusto I was hoping. I want to see follow through in the market. I want to see it, continue on in that trajectory. And don't forget, this is brought to you by FTX. And if you don't have your FTX account, then in the description below, you will find a 10% off your fees discount opportunity from me. You'll also see how to go long, how to go short, and how to manage your risk on the platform. Still the best platform out there. Still the one that I turn to the most. There you go. If it's still blurry for anyone, click the settings cog in the bottom right and change the quality to the highest setting. Worked for me. Thanks, Luke. So with Bitcoin right now, I've got to be honest, if I look at the weekly, there is a huge amount of potential for it to pull back further. It could certainly get to 10.5 or 10,000 even. It's not out of the question. Now, what I've found with Bitcoin is that if it doesn't do a lot, it's getting ready to do something. And that's why I want to see the follow through of the buying. It's moved a little bit. And like I say, that two-day, now I didn't take this as a trade, because as far as I'm concerned, it's not good enough for an actual trade. But it did break that high, which is positive, but it's really struggled since then. I also spoke of, I think the other day in a video, we've got this higher low, higher low, higher high. So it looked really nice, but it needs to prove itself a little bit more for me. It's got to do more than what I'm seeing. So I'm not that interested or enthused about trading Bitcoin long at the moment. Ethereum, the magic number being 400, and we are on that as we speak. The problem that I've got here is there's a bullish candle there. I mean, there's 53 minutes to go, but it's not that chart structure, higher low, ever so slightly higher high, and then a pullback. It's not really what I'm after. If I'm looking at the 4, it looks better, but if I look at the 8, See how the moving averages are not in the correct order there. You know, it's not really what I'm after. So Ethereum, look, it doesn't make the grade. Cardano, the only thing I'm sort of watching closely is this weekly. I'd actually like to see it pull back in a bit deeper, to be honest, and give me that bullish candle. So Cardano doesn't make the grade. Algorand, it's two all over the shop. Yes, there's a higher low. Yes, there's a higher high. But the pause in here, again, you know, I trade for perfection, and I'll tell you why. If I take trades that I plan out, they have a far higher probability of success. Okay? So when I say plan your trade and trade your plan, it's dead set exactly what I mean. Absolutely what I mean. If I got a little bullish candle there on the 4 with the 8 match, it would. There's a little bit of potential. Let's make that yellow. I'll do a little yellow list. It's not. I mean, we might take that out later because it's not perfect. Let's have a look at altcoin back into that level. Yeah, again, the chart structure lets me down a wee bit there, guys. I'm going to kill that. The big mover has been Atom. You know, it has travelled quite well. It pulled back into this cradle zone, as you can see here on this 2-day. Beautiful pullback. Very strong move. I mean, 51%. Are you kidding me? I didn't get a trade in here. I was looking, but I just didn't get my setup. And you might ask, does that frustrate me? No, not at all. It takes a fair bit to frustrate me. I know exactly what I'm looking for. I've been trading for 15 years. I'm in no rush at all. A trade's a trade. The market's got to set up well for me to give that money that I've got to the market. Bitcoin Cash, again, pretty average. For those that did happen to find themselves in this long trade from back here, now you would have already received 1-to-1, so you could have scaled out there already. Let me just check. Can you all still see and hear all fine? I just haven't seen a comment come through for a little while. I just want to make sure you've got me. So yeah, it hit 1-to-1, but I'm looking for a bigger move there. This higher low potential, yeah, you got me, sweet as. Good stuff. Thanks, guys. Look, because I haven't scaled out at all, and I've also got Tezos, I've got to work to my risk management plan of basically, what's what I'm looking for? Like bloody, it's not coming to me. My risk plan, which is the risk to one particular pairing. So because I'm looking against perpetual, I don't want to have more than 2.5% collateralized risk. It's probably the right way of putting it. Now, if there's a potential for a lower high here. Now, if that was to be another candle tomorrow, then my stop will go up to here, which will still mean that I'll make a loss if I get stopped out. But I'm not too bothered because I have a plan on that. I set that plan in motion when I took that trade. I didn't take my 1-to-1. Many did. For me right now, there is nothing there on Binance. BSV. Scooby-Dooby-Doo-Tap-Doop. Higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. Pull back in. Rejection of 200. Now the pullback's going to be pretty deep. Not all of you have these strategies, but I'm just using Fibonacci. So it's too deep. Well, not too deep, but doesn't add much value. But quickly look at the daily. Daily's in a downtrend. Lower high, lower low. 2 days in a downtrend. The 4 hour has a higher low, higher high. Moving averages are in the correct order. So as far as the checklist goes, it does work there. I will pop that in. It's by no means perfection. But sometimes, we'll just see what we end up with at the end. Nothing on Bitmax. Nothing on Doge. Very sideways. There is support down here on Doge. There it is. Now, it's just a reference point at this stage. Dragon, again, look at the price action, how it's got a bit wild. big candles. It needs to calm itself down. EOS yesterday, 2-day did set. Because I had risk on as far as the amount that I wish to have, I didn't take this. Otherwise, I probably would have. I'm long Binance 2-day. I'm long Tezos 2-day. I'll get to Tezos in just a moment. However, right now, again, very similar to Bitcoin, it needs to just grab a hold of life. Push above these highs, give me that higher low, and push onto a higher high. And then I'm open. I'm open on the 4 hour, I'm open on the 2 hour at that moment in time. But right now, in this moment in time, there's no interest. And don't forget, this is your money, just like it's my money. Nothing on Ethereum Classic, which means that I don't have to trade. Okay? A couple of weeks back, I had an amazing week. Made, for me, a lot of money. And my objective is to hold that until great opportunities present themselves. It's not to just be active and, oh, I'm a trader, so therefore I have to trade. No, not at all. I don't have to do anything. Last week, funnily enough, was the week where I went fishing Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Caught lots of fish, had lots of fun, and also made lots of money. This week, the swell's up and the tides are wrong, so no fishing. But I'm not being dragged into the market. I'm waiting for the opportunities to arise. Will, how do you decide whether to take 1% risk versus 2% risk on the setup? I'll only take 1%. 2%, my risk parameters of, the word's still bloody, correlation risk. My risk parameters as a trader dictate what I can and can't do. So I've got 2.5% collateralized risk. So if I've got, like I've got Binance and Tezos, both long perp, that's 2% risk, which means I've got 0.5% to play with now. Now, at the time when I took Binance, I didn't think I would have too many other 2-day charts. And it's not my job to think, it's to act upon what I see at that given moment. Now, as it turns out, I could have had 1%, 1-to-1 hit on Binance, which would therefore render me another full 1.5% to play with. I didn't take that. Now, I've got 1% on Tezos. Now, it doesn't matter if it's a 15-minute chart or a weekly chart. Risk on is risk on. So I've got 0.5% to play with now when it comes to the perp contracts. That's fine. I don't mind that because they're good trades. My objective is to take great trades. And that's it. And to manage my risk. So I'm always 1% or less. Hobby. Yeah, 2 hour higher low, higher high, pull back. Higher low, higher high, pull back. My only concern here is how crappy that daily looks. I'll throw it in and I might, I'm here to provide options, not tell you what to do. You make your own decisions, as always, whether you remember or not. Leo, no thank you. Link, very sideways. The only thing I can see on Link is maybe some support, but am I going to short that? Got to ask myself those outcome-based questions. You can do two things in markets. You can buy and you can sell. A passive is sitting out. I'd happily short that, but I've got test 1, test 2. I need a third. I want to see it do more, so therefore this is a reference point. Although, if it breaks down, a pullback into there might be worthy. Yes, I will put that in. Based upon, if it was to break, I might get an opportunity there. Litecoin going to the too deep. It's pulled in too deep. I'm not looking for a trade there. Matic, look at the price action here on Matic, right? Big candle, big, small, big, right? They're big candles. It's a very big mess. What that tells me as a trader is that the war between buyers and sellers is it's a fair old war. Will I take anything here? No. The chart structure is not quite good enough for me. And I will remind you, it is your money as it is my money. I do not need to be in trades. What I need to do is assess charts for my rules. OKB, a bit of a mess. Shit perp needs to get out of this little range, a little consolidation. Again, you know, when we see big, and this is one of the things that I teach, is that when we see big candles, often that can be before a pullback. Go and have a look at any big moves you want. It's you know, I don't ask you to just take my word for it if you don't wish to. As you know, look, this is what I want: smooth price action. Up here, it's getting a little bit erratic, right? And you look at that in the daily and you go, yeah, these are pretty big erratic candles, you know. G'day, Lenny. Welcome from Sweden. Ash, ransom numbers on this financial year so far: 2.75 reward risk ratio and just up a 50% win rate. Candles have been killing it. Just have to cut down my less than perfect trades and we're cooking with fire. Mate, that's epic. If you're on a win-loss of, let's say, 50-50 on a reward risk of 2.75, baby girl, you got a business. That's just math. So, mate, well done. And I see you in the community, man. Like, yeah, you're doing the right thing. Keep it up. I didn't mean to say baby girl. It just swung out of my gobs. Okay. Rate me on my enthusiasm, not my words. Tomo chain. I got 2 tests, and that's why this is a reference point. That's all. A 3rd test into there will get my attention. I'll pop it in as a reference point for y'all, as it may set up tomorrow morning, and we've got a scan today. One of my favorite charts right now is this, Tron. Here's a reason. Lovely run up. First clean pullback. Look at it on the 2-day. Boom, shakalaka. The level that I've got drawn in, let me just jump up to here. That little level of resistance, and I'll zoom in on it in a minute, is actually breaking the high of this wonderful pullback in what is a wonderful trend. So, here we have 1 test, 2 test, by a bee's dick, I will add. Probably less to do with the 2 hour now and more the 4. Higher low, potential higher low. Push up into resistance, get me conversions, I got a breakout trade. Now I know not all of you know what that strategy is. But, regardless, if it breaks above and pulls back in, we're looking for cradles. That's what I'm after. That is going to go yellow for you. Alright, let's jump back to the daily here. XRP, not much that's of interest there. Tezos. Now here is what I would suggest to be a textbook trade. Now when I say patience is key, all right, I can't teach you patience. I've got checklists and everything I do is planned and structured in a certain way, all right. Yeah, we'll get there, Adrian. Simmer down now, all right, simmer down. What I'm looking at here is, you heard me talk about this break for a long time. Now, I would have taken that on a spot trade, but FTX, it's not a spot trade that's available to me. So, therefore, I wait for a perp trade or a contract trade, you know, September contract, whatever the contract may be. Now, pulled back in. Now, look at this, right? I waited 3 weeks. Oh, I've actually waited more than 3 weeks because I was waiting for it to broke, waited for this pullback. Now, it's just slightly above entry. If you want a great textbook example of a cradle trade with patience, well then smack this in your pipe, because this is utter perfection. I know the old resistance level doesn't count as a perfect fib combination, but the 61 and 50 are right there. I plan my trades, and often I'll plan them on a weekly or a daily, or in this case a 2-day. Now, I wasn't planning the 2-day. It just so happens to be that this was the time frame that gave me the opportunity. I took this trade. Not the smallest candle, but not massive. For me, a good trade is when you take a trade and you go, no matter what happens, I don't care, because I've done my job. You got to remember, as a trader, your job is not to make money. Your job is to follow process and take the best examples of what it is that you do within your trade. Trade as in like a carpenter, right? This for me, look, if I lose a couple of grand on this position, so what? So what? I'm still stoked. I planned it, I've waited, I've been patient, and It's the first trade I've got. Absolute rip snorter. Now, what about now? Interesting to see your idea on the global markets. Yep. Oh, you took it today. All right. Oh, look, global markets. Look, I'm not interested in the global markets, to be honest. I've traded those markets for the best part of my career. To be fair, the last three has been crypto. It just doesn't, like... Once you go down the slide that is the most dangerous slide, you're not going back to the kid pool, right? That's what I see crypto to traditional markets as. I'm not interested in traditional markets. Even if they, drop their pants and fall down like they did at, January, February, I'm still... There's just so much more going for this market from a risk-reward perspective. Nothing on Tezos right now. Proof perp. Let me just throw this puppy up. Now here, what you're going to see is a mess. But higher low, potential higher low. If we build into this level, don't forget it's a round number. It's the 1,000. It's a round number. If we can build into that and give me a break level. Now I might not take it as a breakout trade because there's a few bees dicks breaking through. That's probably an elephant dick compared to a bees dick, right? A break above and a pull back in. $1,000 is a level of interest for me. I don't know what's going to come of that, but I am waiting. And that's why there's a reference point in there. Oh, sweet mother. Dan's been watching 1000 since 1996. Mate, you've been waiting a long time. You've got some amazing clairvoyancy there. I know what you mean. But I got to take the piss, right? 4 hour. A big B. Look, my objective here, and the reason there's a fib drawn in is this. 50 cents is a round number. 5 quadruple O. My plan for this was not to trade off of here. Now, it might set up a little cradle candle. It might move on and it might be profitable, but it won't be for me because I want 50 cents. Why? Because I plan my trades. And that's what I said this morning. I want it off 50. And I didn't have any certain scenarios where it would be okay for me to trade anything above 50. And it was always the 4 hour time frame. So I'll pop it in there, but I'm only after a trade off of 50 or thereabout. If it's 50.48, so be it. But I want a deeper pullback there, guys. Planning is key because when you plan, it just makes it so easy to take the trade when it actually does, or if it actually does set up exactly as you like Tezos, makes it really easy. Let's go lower here. What have we got here? Oh, it's got work to do, guys. I don't like the chart structure coming into it. I'll pop it in. We'll cover it again later, but nah. It's not convincing me to do anything at this moment in time. Compound. Not a great deal of interest there either. Higher low, higher high, but we go from the 4 to the 8. It ain't cutting the mustard. And the 2 hour, there's a high. No, that's a straight no. Excuse me, Kyber, no way. Swipe. I've been hunting this puppy for a long time, man. A long time. That candle was too big for me. Not only is it 9% up, but you've got to realize as well, if I go here to here, that's 22%. No thanks. Bit big for my liking. That being said, let's play out a plan here. Again, thinking a long way ahead. There's a higher low, higher high, potential higher low. We push above to a higher high. The next pull back in, say $3. Yeah, I'm down. Yeah, Twitter's hype surrounding all sorts of things. I don't really listen to Twitter. No offense to anyone that does. I'm just not interested. There's only one person who makes my decisions, and it is me. Gold, no. V-Chain, again, a little bit wonky, a bit crabbish. Crabs walk sideways, V-Chain doing the same. Ample fourth, very crabbish. Dot. Now, Dot's going to be a dead dog for a while as they did a reissuance of token or a split or whatever you want to call it. It didn't actually lose 98.6% of its value. It just did a kind of like what Apple I think Apple and Microsoft maybe doing a stock split, so you get twice as many, or whatever the multiple may be, but it just kind of kills it. Adam's listening with slippery slides and pants down, mate. You just said a lot about yourself to a big audience. Tesla, there you go. Tesla, thank you very much. All right, you seedy bastards. Solana, another one that I've been, .new, that's the one. Mark, thanks, mate. Solana's another one I've been stalking, and you can see why. I mean, this is the sort of market I like to trade. This beautiful cyclicity, right? It's just left. The airport is shut. They might be my words, Adam, but you bring out the special in them. It's a little bit, hey, how you doing? And it doesn't interest me enough right now. Meta, again, if we're looking for cyclicity and good, strong trends, well, we can't knock on this door because it just doesn't have either. Here you go. Here's ball. Again, lovely higher high, higher low, big candle. Didn't cut the mustard. Thor chain, again, it's for me, it's got to set this higher low and then a higher high. $1 is close. That's a round number. Found some resistance. Not to say that it was going to come into my trading plan at the moment, but I want a higher low and I want a higher high. It's not interesting me. Maker, you'll look at this on the 2-day if you did, and you'll go, ooh, that's potential. But for me, again, it was a relatively big candle. Now, the big candle, you need to understand this. The amount of data that I've actually got to read is all I've got to read. Now, this could go on and soldier on to all sorts of new highs, but I can only make decisions based on what I can see in front of my face at the time. At the time, that to me, I saw other opportunities elsewhere in Tezos, and even EOS, that I saw as being better reward to risk ratio plays. Now, given that, we'll look at the 4-hour, higher low, higher high, pulling back quite nicely. Quick little sticky peek at the 2, and a quick look at the 8. Moving average is not in the right order for the 8, so therefore I've got to have two trends with moving averages in the right order. The 2-hour, higher low, higher low, higher high, pull back. This is fine, okay. The 4-hour needs to match trend and cradle. Higher low, higher high, it does. But I've got to therefore look at the 2-hour for my entry. I can't look at the 4-hour. Why? A small bullish candle on the 4-hour, well, we've got to have the 8-hour agreeing. The 8-hour does not at this stage have the moving averages in the correct order. So it's 2-hour only on Maker, and we move on. Governance perpetual. No. Oh, that was quick. Tell you what, some weeks it takes a lot longer, some weeks it's not. It just depends on the market. Better to trade perfect than to pick the perfect trade. Bingo. Mark, I like you. All right. So algos here is a maybe if it's a small bullish candle, and it's got to be small. All right, because the 4 and 8, they match moving average wise. Don't forget there's some resistance ahead. All right. So one of the rules is you cannot take a trade if 1-to-1 is not easily available. So if I was trading for the high of the break of that, my stop underneath here, then there's 1-to-1's very achievable. All right. Yes, I'll have a look at the other two. You only trade markets that go up every day. Well, then you should be looking for the ones that go down too, because they make money as well. BSV, little bullish candle. This is a nice looking chart. The 4-hour does match, only just, but only just is enough. We don't have grey areas here, ladies and gentlemen. So BSV in the list on the 2-hour. Horby, watching this on the 2. 28 minutes to go. Unlikely at this stage, but a little bullish candle from there. The 2 and the 4 both match. Happy to look at that. Link, it's a reference point only at this stage, guys. If it builds into a break and a pullback, sweet as a nut. All right, good as gold. Tomo, 2 tests of resistance. Again, it's a fair way off, but you've got to be looking ahead as well as looking at the now. It's the planning process, and this is a watch list. You don't need to look at this all the time. It's to come back to see what's available. Tron, I like this on the 4. It was the 2 this morning. High low here, retest, good. Breakout, if you know the breakout strategy, fill your boots. It's still got to set up. Otherwise, if it breaks through, a pull back for a cradle, you little ripper. I'm not interested in this candle. I want that candle down here. Simple as that. Nothing else is going to work. DeFi, resistance. It's got more work to do. The erratic price action, test 1, test 2, they're a long way apart. I want this to pull back, higher low, back in, and then I'll look for a breakout. Failing that, a break above and a pull back in may represent opportunity for those that are available at the time. Maker. We're looking at this on the 2. It's trying. I'd actually prefer for this to close down here, open a new candle, and have a small bullish candle. We'll have to wait and see what it does. Now, you asked for Uni Perp. Is that the thing? What's the Unis? Okay, sorry, I can't see it there, mate. So if it's not on FTX, I can't see it. DIA. No, if it's not on FTX on this puppy. Oh, right, Randy. Look, mate, if it's been listed today, there's not going to be enough data for me to do a proper analysis. I need a bit more information to get that higher, like that daily perspective. Otherwise, I tend not to look at it. So there'll be a number of things that are on my list, that are on the platform that won't go into my watch list or scanning list until there's some actual, more solid data available. It's my money. I'm going to wait for perfection. I'm going to wait for the data. I'm going to wait to make decisions that I deem to be the right ones. By the way, a couple of things, guys. I've had a few questions around certain things on FTX, how to raise orders, that sort of thing. Now, I always say at the beginning of these videos, in the description below, by the way, hit the like button, please. Appreciate that. I'd appreciate if you could hit the like button. Yeah, I always suggest in the beginning, but I know it can often be forgotten, that there is how to go long, how to go short, how to manage your risk, and how to open up an account with FTX for your 10% discount. I also have on my YouTube page a plethora of content, okay? Go through the different channels that I've got there. Search stuff, because most times you're going to find what you need, okay? I try and cover, and look, as I see more questions come up, I do create more content. That was the whole purpose of the survey that we did. I'm trying to provide you with more value. So just have a look through, and if it's not there, email admin@tradercobb.com and let us know what you want, because my objective is to serve you, it's to help you, it's to make things easier for you. For me, I know what I know. Is everything easy? No. If it's something new, it's not easy. Of course it's not easy, but I'm trying to help. Have I looked into yield farming? No. Not at all. How long until you release the new course? I'm chomping at the bit for them. Oh my God. Oh, genuine face palm. Man, it's ready. We are doing the final testing points of a completely new platform, the new course, new tools, new website, new members portal. Oh, the whole lot. Mate, oh my goodness. I can't wait to have that off my back. I am a trader. I am not a website developer. I don't speak that language. I do not know how to do it, and I am putting a lot of trust and faith in other people to do that. I'm a trader who's learning how to build an online business. I'm not an online business person whose muse is trading to sell products. So apologies for the delays in that. I'm just really terrible. I've got a good team, but by Jingo, by George, I'm it's been a thorn in my eyeball. So really, really hope Sounds like Christmas this year. No, it'll be, dare I say it, the next couple of weeks, all right? Like we're really, really close. Yeah, of course, I'll look at SRM. Okie dokie. Yeah, it had a nice little pop yesterday, didn't it? I mean, it's an FTX DeFi project. I mean, it's the best platform doing DeFi, so great. There's not a lot of data to really read into. I will say that much. Troll King. It looks like we got a little bit of a stumbling block around that sort of 180 to 185. There's not too much. Like, I'm not looking to trade this. I do hold a wedge of SRM just to make sure that everyone's aware. We do have a higher low and a higher high, but again, for me, I don't have much data here to realistically apply my trade the way that I would. Doge. Look, we did Doge, and I skipped past it quickly because there was nothing to speak of, mate. Sideways. We got that support down here. Maybe it's short, but it's so far away from being Hollywood. Hollywood's Tezos. This is just mush. It's a mush play. I don't like mush. DeFi or alt are currently mainly driven by a few coins. Yes. Yep. And Len's done very well. A lot of my clients, I got out of Len because I had to make some investments into other projects. Well, that's what I told myself anyway. They did the right thing, and I'm learning from that. I think I'm going to have to do a video on maybe my eagerness to exit for a profit, because it's gone on to kick ass again, and it's cost me tens of thousands in the last 24 hours, really, because it had a big pop yesterday. But yeah, I'm going to own up to that one. I think I've cocked up. I didn't need to get out. I didn't want to use other Bitcoin that was available for me to invest. Yeah, I've got to deal with that. I'm not sure how I'm going to deal with it yet. I've got to give it some time, absorb it, learn the lesson, and then I'll share that lesson. Because I make mistakes too, guys. Like, I own up to them. Like, I have winning trades, I have losing trades. I'm not someone who just posts their wins. I cock up. I make mistakes. I'm a human being. I'm more up than I'm down. That's for damn sure. But I do make mistakes. So yeah, you'll hear from me on that one, especially if you're a member. Okay. Right, guys. Well, listen, that's me. Howdy doody. Have a good afternoon. Call your friends, please. A lot of people dealing with a lot of things right now. I've been making a very conscious effort to pick up this little puppy right here, especially my mates in Melbourne, and make sure they're okay. Those of you that are not in a sort of lockdown situation, I do please ask you to touch base with your friends, because there's a lot of people that are going through a lot, and people don't share these things sometimes. So your phone call could really be important to helping out somebody along that path. So please, be kind of each other. Drop the trolling crap if you do that online. You don't know what people are going through. Be nice. Be kind. It's a very difficult time for a lot of people, so be aware of that. And give love and help when you can. All right? I really ask of you that. All right? So, guys, have a fantastic afternoon. In the next couple of days, you'll see another video from me, which will be about essentially a watch list. So, if you haven't already, hit that. I think it's subscribe to the channel and hit that bell. I think the bell gives you a notification. Give me a few thumbs up if you like what you're seeing. And love you to death. Take care and look after yourself and each other. Jerry Springfield. No, what was his name? What was that guy's name? Springer. Jerry Springer? What was it? I'm getting mixed up with Seinfeld and that show where people just shouted at each other because they had sex with their daughter's friend. You know what I'm trying to say. All right, guys, take it easy. Have a great day. Call your mates.